Hello guys, welcome to Hitman 2016. I am Brandon Carey as always, and today we are going to attempt an elusive target. Now, for those of you who haven't played the new Hitman, you might not know this, but elusive target is a unique mission in the game. And there are several constraints on we will talk about once the briefing is over.
Good evening, 47. Your target is Nila Torvik, brilliant pharmaceutical scientist and CEO of Torvik Research. Her company is a major provider of low-cost generic drugs to the developing world. However, this philanthropic project is cover for large-scale human tests in the Third World. She will be attending the Iago auction in Paris as a personally invited guest of Dalia Margolis. It is possible that she has been warned of a potential assassination attempt, so you should expect her to be highly suspicious. The clock is ticking, 47. Good luck.
So, the most unique thing about an elusive target is that they are time restricted. As you can see at the time I recorded this footage, I had 6 days left to make an attempt on Nila Torvik before she disappeared. And on top of that, there are other restrictions. For example, I cannot save in the middle of the mission. I can restart the mission as many times as I want. However, the moment I start completing objectives, or the moment I die, the attempt is locked in, and I can no longer attempt this mission again. And since my run of the pharmacist target is over. On top of that, well, aside from that, it's just a normal mission in Paris, the same Paris map as the original mission episode 1. So, since I've played Paris a number of times, I should know my way around the map at this point. It's sort of like a final exam of Hitman, where you've played this level so many times, you know it up and down, you know all the ins and outs of it. So it's time to take all that knowledge, all that skill that you have accumulated, and put it to the final test. In a big, time-limited, single-attempt assassination mission. And all you have to go on are your knowledge of the level and the details from the briefing. So, with that in mind, I planned this mission accordingly. Since the briefing mentioned that she was a personally invited guest of Margolis and that she was going to meet Dalia in the level, I decided that since Dalia's in the top 4 in the Iago auction, it's best to just start there and then work my way around. So, I bring in the lockpick and coin just so that I have the best chance of breaking into things if I need them. And I don't really have any other need for other gadgets. I can find anything I want in the level. And I spent a good deal of time trying to figure out where I want to smuggle an item in, because there's not really a good place to go to get an item when you start in the Iago auction. They're all kind of out of the way. But I eventually settled on the shed because I know how to get there, and I've used it before for a number of attempts at other targets. And I stash a lethal poison vial in case I need it, and I honestly don't think I will, but it's worth having in case. What I probably should have done, in hindsight, is bring a sniper rifle and put it there, and then go for a sniper challenge. But since, again, at the time I didn't know where she would go in, and this is a post-recording, by the way, I decided just to hedge my bets and go with what I'm comfortable doing. Since I've used poison in so many missions, and I know where most of the poisonable objects in the levels are. And this is just going over the details that I talked about earlier, where you have so many constraints in elusive targets that are so much different than a regular mission. It's the same idea and concept, but it's just a tighter restrictions on what your core Hitman experience are, to kind of give you that adrenaline rush of being a Hitman in the moment, as opposed to being a Hitman kind of in the abstract, where you're planning it and getting the hit done, and if it fails, you just roll a save and try again. This is like
Good evening, 47.
as close as you can get to a Hitman experience without actually breaking the law and becoming a Hitman.
Immediately after meeting Dahlia Margolis. Good hunting.
Is simply brute force. But combined, power and knowledge shape the face of the...
So as Diana just said,
arrived, 47.
We know that she is going to meet Dahlia Margolis, and so we need to figure out where she will meet up. And as you can see, if I use my instinct, unlike in normal missions where you see the target glow in red, I don't have that feedback. So I had to actually go hunting for Miss Neela.
I'm a friend of
The
Victor's.
first article,
I
assassination plans exposed.
I wish I had been
Defense
informed.
Ministry of
Well,
Japan.
no matter. Do enjoy the auction, Mr. Reaper. I will see you later.
Looking forward to it.
And so it pays to play this level before
Looking
you
good tonight, sir.
do this mission, not just to get the extra smuggling locations and the extra starting positions, but also so that you have the knowledge required to best do an elusive target. You have the knowledge of the level itself. And so my first idea is to get a waiter disguise so that I can move around a bit more efficiently than I do in the tuxedo. And so I use the coin to move him in here, where no one will see me if I subdue him and take his clothes. And pick my coin back up, because I might need that later. Coins are the most useful items in this game by far. Any distraction is really the most ideal thing to have on you. But the coins are so easy to use that you really don't need anything else in terms of distraction items. And so I think to dump the body, because I wasn't feeling too sure if people would come in or not, because I don't usually have... Once I get this disguise, the level is usually almost over by this point, so I don't know if anyone actually comes in to see him, so I decided to dump the body. And I figure, since there are tons of bodyguards in here, why not get one of them ready in case I need one of them? Or not, or maybe I just walk around.
Enjoy the show!
Remember, at the time of this recording, I didn't know where the target was going to be, so I had to kind of just bide my time and wait for her. Because I figured, oh, if she's going to meet with Margolis, she would probably come in through the front. And then...
Go see what the hell that was, would you?
And then she would come up here with the rest of the guests.
Please stop. I can't concentrate.
And so I actually, instead of using the bodyguards in the attic, I think what I tried to do is use the bodyguards that are right there by this door. And I didn't realize that I had that door open, so she heard the coin instead of the bodyguards out here. And this is a massive failure on so many levels. It just ends up resulting in me getting caught and having to retry. Because until you get killed, you can retry. So once you get caught, you can just immediately just start it back up again and go from the beginning. So it's not quite the true Hitman experience, the true one-time no fuck ups Hitman experience. But that would be super hard.
Good evening, 47.
That is
The
not an
target
easy
is
thing
en
to
route
do.
And will arrive shortly. Expect her to be escorted by a security
So since we're trying again, and I'm not going to listen to Dahlia's speech a second time, I don't give a shit enough.
Good hunting.
I'm going to try again to get this bodyguard, and I'm going to fail again, because this is a bad idea. This is a really bad idea on a fundamental level, and I don't know why I kept doing it.
The target has arrived, 47.
That's the glorious thing about watching these in post is that you see the fuck-ups. You see the fuck-ups. In hindsight, that you didn't see when you were doing it. And I thought at the time what I thought is that no one came into this room, so I was safe. Unfortunately, I was wrong. People do come in this room. And I end up getting that body discovered, so I have to restart again later on. This is the Hitman experience, like at its finest, is having to kind of live with your mistakes because there are no takebacks. Live with your mistakes or spend a good deal of time. Yeah, this is where I realized I made a fucking massive mistake.
Gosh, you're alive. Oh God, I'm so happy. Help! I need help!
I figured, oh, it's just one waiter. It's not going to be a big deal. I can just live with this. But then some other people come into this room, and it becomes a massive problem. Yeah, it just wasn't worth keeping with that. Like, if it's just one person, next person you kill, who fucking cares? But if everyone's gonna come into that room, then you gotta find a new hiding spot, because that's just not working.
Good hunting.
So guys, go with the Warrior Disguise, because I know that's an old reliable one.
The target has arrived.
There you go.
47.
So I decided just to go down there to get my poison, and B, to go hunting for the target. So I figured if she finds a place to drink, maybe if she's going to meet with Dahlia, she'll meet in the room that Helmut Kruger meets up in, and I know that drink there. Maybe she'll drink that, and maybe I can poison her that way. So I figured just do it quick, clean, efficiently, and then be on your way. You didn't get Silent Assassin, but whatever. That's not the point. The point is just to get the target. So the idea was that this would be a nice, simple poisoning, and I wouldn't have to worry about anything. I could just end the mission, and that would be that. Of course, fate has a way of not making things simple.
My freaking hell!
And when I go up the stairs, I will get frisked.
Sir, this is off limits.
Unfortunate, because I have a gun on me.
Now don't show yourself
And
here
if I get
again.
frisked,
Sir, need to check
it will
that
be
you're
a
not
huge
carrying
problem.
it.
So now I have to go find a wastebasket. Fortunately, I know where a bathroom is. So I can just go in there, put the gun in the basket,
Yeah, that's right. Keep walking, bad boy.
and just move on and hope that I still have time to catch the target. So this simple plan of getting poison and getting back up the stairs has now become a massive issue. And I haven't even had time to look for the target yet, so I still don't know where she will eventually end
Sir,
up,
please stand
or where
still.
she
I have to
starts,
do a
or
routine
her
check.
pathing at all. I know nothing about that.
This will be
and
over in no time.
I'm still kind of in the dark as to what I actually
thank you.
need to do for this mission. And this won't be captured so well in my commentary or in the footage itself, but I actually, in a weird way, I kind of like that feeling. That feeling of, even though you know the level,
Back to work.
this is high stakes Hitman. This is a target that, if I fuck it up badly enough, I can't do it again.
Oh, no, that's not gonna work. No waiters here, man. Move along.
And so I forgot that waiters can't go into Dahlia's close room, so I decided to sneak around. Which is its own issue, because this place is crawling with bodyguards. And since I need to go through the bodyguards anyway, I decide I'll just take one of their disguises. Of course, you gotta use the coin to isolate one of them, but once you do that, it should be smooth sailing. But yeah, this doing Hitman this way, where you've already cleared levels so you know the map, but your target and the conditions around it are foreign to you. There's something you don't know. It's actually very exciting. Because it's not like you're completely unarmed. You know the level, you know the layout, you know the guard patterns, you know all of that. What you just don't know is the specific information about your new target, and where they are and how they relate to the level in this new way. So it's this kind of... it's this play on Hitman where if you've done the contracts and the escalation missions, you should know how to deal with some new scenarios. And if you've done the main story, you should know the map. So by now, it's just a test of how prepared you are. And we will discuss the contracts mode and the escalation targets later on, or the escalation contracts later on. I'll have a separate videos for that once I actually get around to recording them. But it's interesting how this all kind of flows together into one cohesive package, where the main story gives you the basic information about the map, and the contracts and the escalations teach you how to deal with new challenges in that map. And finally, here is kind of the final exam, where now that you have the map info and the ability to improvise, we are going to put you in a high stakes test of those skills and that knowledge, to see if you have become the Hitman.
Next on the list, real treat.
Come on, chest out, chin up.
So now that I've poisoned that drink, I think, oh yeah, maybe I'm in the clear now. Now that I've poisoned that drink, Dahlia's gonna meet up with her in that room, and everything's gonna be fine.
Miss Brent, looking for anything in particular?
So at this point, I just decided to follow Dahlia to just wait it out.
Still, I would appreciate anything that makes the opposition look megalomaniacal, hypocritical,
Hey, how you doing,
outdated, inbred, or just plain evil.
I've handled worse.
I bet.
So
Barkley killed it in the primaries. She will win, Miss Margolis. And you will have a powerful friend in Washington.
there is a weird
Is my favorite attribute.
sense of jubilation that comes from knowing that you have the ability to do this mission. There's nothing that's impossible about this. It's quite doable. But that
Prince Poe, how is your
you just need to be very careful about how you interact with the mission. You need to be very careful about your interactions with the level, the
There's an
mission,
item coming up. You might
and
a certain list.
who you decide to piss off and when. So eventually I see that there are two guards over there that will see me, that will detect me. So I don't know what brought me over here exactly, but as I look at these guards here, I notice that's my target right there in the white suit.